Hello, I'm Mandy and welcome to my channel. Today's yoga class is going to help us open up our bodies, expand our minds, and really just get in a nice stretch, lengthening and stretching, all the good stuff. So all you need is your yoga mat today and maybe 2 blocks. You can meet me in child's pose, balasana. So starting out with the toes together, knees wide apart. You can extend your arms nice and long and rest your forehead down on the mat. Settling into balasana, taking 2 super slow deep breaths. Softening the shoulders and feeling your entire belly relax in between those legs. Already releasing any tightness or tension we might have been holding on to. And then slowly we'll start to roll up, shifting our weight into the forearms, keeping your knees wide. So you can walk those elbows a little farther so they rest about in between or right underneath the shoulders. And we're gonna start by just gazing down to the mat and drawing our awareness to the pelvis. And then also imagining the pelvis as a bowl and trying to relax the contents inside the bowl. So letting your low abdominals, that sacral area, kind of relax. Trying to let your hip flexors relax as well. Maybe you invite in some gentle movement, swaying the hips or the rib cage side to side. Taking one more deep breath here. Filling up the entire belly with that breath. And then let's start to walk the hands over on a slight diagonal over to the left. Right hand can go on top of left and forehead can come down to the mat. Extending those arms long here and reaching them far away from the torso. And then drawing the arms and elbows closer in towards the body. And then extending the arms into the opposite direction, over to the right. Maybe the left hand goes on top. Really getting settled into this stretch. Allowing the body to soften with each breath. And then begin to slide those hands closer into the center where we started, where the forearms are down. And then we're going to push ourselves back into balasana, child's pose. Forehead comes down to the mat. Deep breath in here. Exhale, releasing and softening through the whole front body. Softening through the neck, through the belly. And relaxing the face muscles, relaxing our jaws. I invite you to flip the palms up to the sky and take this moment to receive or draw something into your practice that you've been needing today. And also bringing into the awareness that we don't need to hold on to so tightly to the things that do not serve us. So right here, we can decide what we can bring into this practice today. Taking one deep breath in to solidify the focus. And exhale, releasing what doesn't serve us. Nice, we'll flip the palms down so fingertips are spreading out wide on the yoga mat. And then we'll roll up into tabletop next, gazing down to the ground. This time you can start to firm through the core, lifting the abdominals up, and then we'll soften through them, drawing the heart in between the space between the biceps, gazing up. And then exhale, pushing away. Chin goes to the chest, contracting as much as possible. Inhale to extend. Exhale, pushing away. One more using your breath. And exhale. Next, I invite you to take some circles with the rib cage, maybe going all the way towards the right and the left a few times. Taking some organic movements, anything that really feels nice for you today. Softening through the belly, and then we'll reverse, going in the opposite direction. Nice, and once you're somewhat even, we'll return back to the tabletop. Tuck your toes, and then lift the knees so they start to hover, firming up through the core for bear pose. Already pressing down into the fingertips, and then on your next out breath, send the tailbone up to the sky, press back with those hands into downward facing dog. And today, let's keep this downward facing dog super wide, so it's at least the distance of your hips with those feet. Maybe you start to rock side to side with the hips, getting some nice stretching in with the hamstrings, the low back. And then start to settle off the movement, or settle down with the movement. And then we'll start to flip the tailbone up to the sky, gaze to the hands, rise up on the toes, and we're gonna roll through the spine until our shoulders stack on top of the wrists. And then we'll begin to drop our hips. Heart goes through the space between the shoulders. And keeping our toes tucked, we're coming into this upward facing dog. Really pressing down into the mat. And then on your exhale, tuck your chin, send and glide it back into that wide-legged downward facing dog. Beautiful. One more time. We're going to rise up on those toes, rolling out, passing through that plank position, dropping the hips, heart lifts, your gaze lifts even more. See if you can expand through the front of the throat. And then exhale, chin goes to chest. Start to tuck and push it back into the downward facing dog. And we'll do one more roll. We're going to rise up on the toes, rolling out into plank. And now drawing the toes together here so we find a narrowed plank here. Bend through the right leg, and then we'll plant the right toes on the outside of your mat, and we're gonna flip up into a little version of wild thing. So expanding through the front body, pressing away from the mat with that left hand. And then exhale, right hand begins to find the mat once more, squaring it back off into your table, or not your table, into your plank. And then we're gonna press ourselves back into downward facing dog. Nice, press into those hands, rise up on your toes. One more time, we roll out to the plank. Gazing down to the floor, bend through the left leg, so knees come together. Send the left toes on the outside of your mat. Left arm reaches up for another wild thing on the other side. Feel free to let that arm do whatever it needs today. Focus on just expanding through the front body. And then exhale, rolling the left shoulder forward, left hand goes to the mat, finding our way into the plank once more. Deep breath in to hold. And exhale, we'll push it back down. We're facing dog once more. Beautiful. Feet come together here. We're gonna sweep the right leg up to the sky, three-legged dog. Gaze to the hands, draw the knee in towards the face, plant that foot down in between the hands, and we'll come into a low lunge. Left knee touches the ground, sweeping the arms up. And then we're gonna start to open up through the front body, really bending through the right leg a little bit more. Chest goes up. And then on your inhale, sweep those arms up, coming up a bit further. So both legs are at a double 90-degree angle. And then exhale, heart goes forward, open those arms, letting them melt behind you. Beautiful. Inhale, sweep the arms up one last time. And then exhale, opening through the chest, arms melt back. And guiding ourselves forward, chest goes forward, planting the hands down, tucking the back toes, finding a runner's lunge. Now from here, we're gonna sweep those arms up, high lunge, grounding down into the right foot, squaring off the hips. Exhale, hands to heart for prayer. Take an inhale to lift up. We're gonna twist to the right, left elbow to right knee, finding our runner's twist. Option to look straight out ahead, or maybe turn your gaze up towards the ceiling. Taking one more breath here. Nice, and on your exhale, we'll release the hands. Left hand comes down to the inside of the right foot, sweeping the right arm up to the sky for a nice easy twist. And then we're gonna roll over onto the left long edge of the foot, of the left foot, and sweep the right arm back for a nice horizon stretch. So we're on that knife edge of our feet, right and left. Right arm reaches long. Inhale to sweep it back up, planting our right hand back down to the floor. And then we're gonna tuck the back foot in a little bit more. Back foot is at a 45-degree angle. Front leg is directly out in front of you. Squaring off the hips here, we have an option to go to our blocks if you have them, or you can reach the hands and grab hold of the right ankle, keeping a slight micro bend of this right leg to engage and protect the hamstring. Our gaze is long to the ground, holding here for pyramid. 2 more deep breaths. Option to take the hands to prayer behind the low back, drawing the shoulders open and away. Inhale. And then on the exhale, we can unfold those arms, planting the fingertips down. Take a big bend in this right knee. With or without your block, you can plant the block underneath that right hand or not, and then sweep that left leg up to the sky. Ooh, got some cracks here today. For half moon, we're gonna reach the left arm all the way up, right fingertips down on the blocks or the ground. And we're pressing into the right foot, opening up with the pelvis, really flexing the left leg, flexing the foot. Beautiful, breathing in for this balance. And then exhale, we'll slowly let that left foot find the ground again and place it right next to the right foot. Beautiful, forward fold. Taking a moment to reset, maybe shaking the head yes or no. Taking a big bend of the legs here. And on our next in-breath, we'll start to find our halfway lift. Hands find the legs. Exhale, forward fold. Big bend of the legs, plant the hands, and step back to that high plank. This time we have an option for low chaturanga, shift the weight forward, option to lower the knees, or slowly guide your chest towards the ground, elbows in by the body. Inhale for an upward facing dog. Exhale, we start to tuck the chin, send and push it back into the downward facing dog. Beautiful. Now bringing the feet together at the back of the mat, sweeping the left leg into the sky. Inhale. Exhale, draw that knee in towards the face. Plant the foot down in between your hands. Back leg lowers to the floor. Finding our way into this low lunge. Sweeping the arms up, helping us create that double 90 with both legs here. And then exhale, let the heart melt forward, arms open behind us. Gazing up to the sky. We inhale, coming back up. Exhale to open. And inhale, sweeping those arms up to the sky. And like a waterfall, letting them drip and fall behind you. Nice. Exhale, planting the hands to frame this left foot. Tuck the back toes, press up into your runner's lunge. Gazes forward, sweep the arms up to the sky. High lunge. Inhale. Exhale, hands to heart. Another breath in to lift. Exhale, right elbow to left knee for runner's twist. Option to gaze down to the mat or maybe up to the sky. You can also gaze directly out. Deep breath here. And then exhale, reach the right hand to the ground inside of the left foot, reaching the left arm up to the sky for an easy twist. And then we're gonna further this twist going into horizon, reaching the left hand down, coming onto the right outside edge of your right foot, and left foot too. Breathe in, gazing out over the left fingertips. And on your exhale, sweep that arm up to the sky, squaring off to the top of your mat. Both hands down to frame the left foot. Tuck and sweep that right foot in a couple inches. Right foot is behind us in a 45-degree angle. Left leg is close to being straight. Option to hold onto your blocks here or the ankle for pyramid pose. We want to think about having a long spine here, so we're not rounding, but we're trying to lengthen through the base of our spine all the way to the crown of the head. Another option is to take prayer hands behind the low back, opening even further into our chest and keeping our shoulders open, face is soft. Nice deep breath in. And then exhale, release those arms out in front of you. Find the floor, bend through the left leg. Option to hold on to a block or the left fingertips go down to the ground, sweeping the right leg up to the sky. Press into the left foot. Right arm goes up in opposition for half moon. Now really flexing through the right foot here like you're pressing into a back wall behind you. Best way to find your balance first is by gazing out in front of you a couple of inches past your fingertips. But eventually you can start to play around with the gaze going up to the fingertips at the top. But wherever you're at today is perfect. Take a breath in. Exhale, start to bend through the left leg and the right leg comes down to meet your left foot. Both feet down on the mat, forward fold. Nice, releasing any tension. Shaking the head. Maybe rocking side to side with the hips. And then we're gonna plant the left hand directly in front of your face, but on the ground. And we're gonna bend through the left leg, sweeping the right arm up. Right leg is also straight for a nice twist here, gazing up to the right hand. option to use a block here as well. And then on your out breath, let the right hand come down to the ground or block. Bend through your right leg, straighten the left, right hand down to the ground, and then left arm sweeps up to the sky. Deep breath here. And exhale, let that left arm fold back down to the ground. Nice releasing forward fold. Shaking the head yes or no one more time. And then we're going to slowly roll ourselves up all the way to standing Tadasana, which is where we will close out the practice today. So having those arms down by your side, palms flipped forward. Or maybe you want to take a hand to the heart and one to the belly, whatever resonates with you today. And let us take this moment to allow ourselves to let go of the things that feel heavy and turn our focus towards the bright things in life. We can close this practice with the question, what else is possible? Let's take a deep breath in, sweeping the arms up to the sky. Inhale. Exhale, hands come to the heart. Thank you guys for taking this time to flow with me today. I hope this practice really helped you feel a little more open, alive, and expanded. So if you liked this practice, please hit the like button down below. Feel free to leave me a comment if you have any questions or want to say hi. And please subscribe to my channel. I hope to see you again in the future, and I'll see you soon. Have a good day.